I do want to say the moment I did find out Aurora was not mine, I signed over rights. I just want y'all to know that. Okay? I want y'all to know Aurora's a sweet, innocent baby, and I would do nothing to hurt her. You know, let me tell y'all this. Ken dislikes me so much that he once told Gypsy that if they split up, Gypsy could not be with me or he would threaten to take Aurora away. Okay? That's how controlling he is. Okay? So, y'all just remember that. And that's one reason I don't like him. He has threatened custody over her so many times since Aurora's born. How old is Aurora? 5 months? Not even 6 months. So I do not like him for many reasons, but one of them is because he even told her if they split up, you cannot be with Ryan or I will get sole custody. Like I don't like him for that. I don't like him for the fact that he calls her names. I don't like him for the fact that just his face. I don't like his face. And he called me a petty on national television. Dude, you would not say that to my face. You would not say that to my face.
Buckle up, because what Gypsy Rose is doing now isn't just questionable, it's giving full-on mastermind energy, and not in a good way. From the second she discovered she was pregnant, she didn't just start filming, she started strategizing.
No, I'm not gonna show her. No, I made a choice a long time ago that I wasn't gonna show her on social media. It's to respect her privacy. We're trying to keep her as private as we possibly can. You know, I said a long time ago, I'm not gonna try to be a mommy influencer. I'm not gonna try and post about her. That's just for, I mean, I'm a new mom. I'm protective of her. And there's just a lot of creeps out there. So it's just the best for her to keep her out of it.
We're talking full documentation mode, positive test results, emotional reactions, the first OB visits. Nothing was off camera. And don't get it twisted, this wasn't some sweet gesture to one day show her daughter Aurora as a keepsake. This was calculated. It wasn't about memories. It was about marketability. From the jump, Gypsy was recording everything with the intention of turning it into content, not for herself, not for family, but for the internet. Every heartbeat and doctor's appointment became raw footage in a content goldmine. She was stockpiling videos long before she had a platform to post them. This wasn't random, it was methodical. And now, that vault of footage is being unpacked and served to the public on her shiny new YouTube family vlog channel. This isn't just some mom casually uploading milestone moments. This is an organized rollout. A content campaign years in the making. The way she's releasing this pre-recorded material makes it painfully clear. She planned this. And while parenting vlogs are nothing new, plenty of moms share their family lives online, Gypsy's situation is on another level. Not just because of her controversial past, but because she publicly swore more than once that she would never put her child online. It wasn't a side comment. It was a repeated, deliberate claim. She made it part of her image.
Where's the person that was there for me whenever my parents were on the edge of a divorce?
And now, here we are. Let's just say if monetizing motherhood was an Olympic sport, Gypsy's out here aiming for gold. Don't click away just yet. There's way more tea to spill. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single second. You're going to want to see how deep this rabbit hole really goes.
Someday, Aurora's going to have Google. You know, do you have a plan? Just thinking ahead of time, we will roll this story out, not let Aurora put the pieces together right on her own.
Yeah, I mean, we've obviously had this discussion. We know that that day will come at some point, you know, and I think that, like, we have a plan. We're going to, you know, navigate that as a family, come together, have those conversations when she's old enough to understand. And, you know, maybe have, you know, some therapy in the mix, too, for all of us, her included. And I just know that with the connections that we all have and the family circle that we have, that we're going to get through it just fine as a family.
After she got out of prison, Gypsy Rose worked hard to reshape how the world saw her. She wasn't just trying to be a changed woman. She was carefully building the image of someone reformed, responsible, and fiercely protective of her family. That included a strong promise to shield her daughter from the internet. She told her followers she understood the dark side of fame, how being turned into entertainment had affected her, and she swore she wouldn't do that to her child. She was clear. No photos of Aurora, no public appearances, and definitely no baby content. She didn't just say it once in passing, she made it a key part of her public identity.
I want to thank the person that pointed this out to me in my last video. They said Gypsy Rose showed Aurora's face all on her own in that video. I go back, take some screenshots, and she absolutely did. Here she is holding the baby monitor. This is from one of the many videos she posted today. So, Gypsy, I don't know if you know how cell phones work or the internet or anything else, but let me show you how you were the one to release Aurora's face all on your own.
These weren't throwaway comments. They were repeated messages meant to reassure people that she was putting her daughter's privacy first. But now, that image is unraveling. We're seeing a steady stream of uploads centered around Aurora's daily life, her sleeping schedule, her little routines, her physical presence. Sure, her face might be blurred, but make no mistake, Aurora is being showcased. And it's the complete opposite of the protection Gypsy promised. The shift isn't just a letdown, it's revealing. It shows that those early vows were never set in stone. They were more about gaining trust than actually keeping it. Now that she's got a new audience and a fresh narrative to sell, she's flipped the script. And in doing so, she's placed Aurora in the exact kind of spotlight she once swore to keep her out of.
I've said it once, I've said it twice, I've said it about 1,500 times. Aurora is in danger. Check it out. Excuse me. Why are we not buckling our child up properly? Gypsy? You know, you can go to your local fire department and they'll show you how to properly, clip in your baby in the baby seat. It's very, very simple. The hospital should have shown you how to clip your child into the car seat. But if you still needed additional help, you can always go to your local fire station and they will teach you how to properly buckle Aurora into her car seat. That is extremely unsafe. That is dangerous. If anybody would have hit his vehicle, I'm not even going to speak that into existence because that's sick and I can't do that with a baby.
Let's get into the receipts, because Gypsy didn't just casually hint at keeping Aurora offline. She made it crystal clear, over and over. Across live streams, social media posts, and even down in the comment sections, she firmly stated that her daughter wouldn't be shown. She said the internet was a cruel place, too toxic for a child to grow up in front of a lens. She didn't act unsure. She made direct promises, claiming she understood the dangers and would never drag her daughter into that world. These weren't throwaway remarks. They were repeated, bold declarations meant to establish boundaries between her child's life and her public one. Gypsy presented herself as a mom who'd learned from her past, someone finally aware of how damaging fame could be. She crafted the image of a careful, wiser woman, one determined to protect her daughter at all costs. And people believed her. In fact, many applauded her for it, saying she showed growth, emotional maturity, and a genuine desire to do right by her child.
Be fast, I'm a random girl. You suck. You fail. You fail.
Well, let's do it again.
No, you don't get another chance.
But that image shattered fast. Instead of simply dropping a clip or two in her old channel, Gypsy went ahead and launched an entirely new YouTube page, a full-blown family vlog. Not just an occasional peek into her life, but a dedicated space where parenting is the main attraction. This isn't a side project, it's the whole brand. And if she's the one home all day with Aurora while Ken's off at work, then who else is going to be featured? Naturally, the baby becomes the content. Every bottle, every burp, every little moment turns into footage. Because let's be real, if your whole channel is centered on being a full-time mom, it becomes nearly impossible to leave the kid out of it.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard posted a video of baby Aurora in the backseat of a moving car, and the baby's not even properly strapped in. I don't care how famous you are, how soft your rebranding is, this right here is very dangerous. And you really want to make sure that your kids are safe. Let's talk about the facts. First of all, that chest clip is sitting way too low. Not on the chest and more like on the stomach, and that turns the harness into a threat if there's an accident. Secondly, the strap is loose. Loose enough that you could slip a whole hand through it. That baby is not protected in case something happens. And babies that young, most of the time they don't survive accidents.
So now the real question is, was Gypsy ever serious about keeping Aurora's life private? Or was she just stalling until the timing was right to cash in? Because once the backlash started rolling in, it was obvious she felt the heat. People began calling her out left and right for going against her own promises, and instead of just being honest about the change or owning the shift, Gypsy gave us a damage-controlled Instagram story that felt anything but genuine. It wasn't a heartfelt explanation. It didn't even sound like her. The post was carefully crafted, almost like a press release, polished, strategic, and clearly written to calm the storm without actually confronting the real issue. No, I've changed my mind. No, I understand the concerns. Just a vague, squeaky clean statement. She wrote, "Hi everyone. We wanted to take a moment to share something important about our family vlog. While Ken and I are excited to let you into our world and share our experiences as parents, you'll notice that we've chosen to blur Aurora's face in our videos. This decision is intentional and rooted in our desire to respect her privacy. Aurora is still very young and can't yet decide how much of her life she wants to share publicly. Out of respect for her autonomy and future, we're keeping her presence in our videos minimal and not making her the focus of the channel." Sounds nice, right? But let's be honest, it's not fooling anyone. Because if Aurora truly wasn't supposed to be the focus, then why is every video built around her daily life? You can blur a baby's face, but you can't blur the fact that she's still front and center in nearly every frame.
Promptly after the release of Gypsy Rose's baby's face picture, Gypsy Rose released this on her IG, stating that her daughter does not share her 1Q to 1.1 microdeletion, which is a relief because this microdeletion can cause a lifetime of issues. Again, this is following the photo release of Gypsy Rose's baby. Now, Gypsy Rose did not release this photo. Someone else removed a sticker over her baby's face of one of their Easter pictures. I think there is a reason for her releasing this information. It could be simply, my baby does not have this. Or it could be because Gypsy may be pregnant. It could be because she's in trouble with the network. Who knows? Either one, I believe, are quite possible.
To someone just stumbling onto Gypsy's vlog, that Instagram post probably looked sweet. Like a young mom trying her best to set boundaries while still sharing her life. It was packed with all the right buzzwords: privacy, respect, autonomy, future. But if you've been following Gypsy's story from the beginning, you know exactly what that post really was. Damage control dressed up as thoughtfulness. Because the truth is, it didn't answer the most important question. If Gypsy really wanted to protect Aurora's privacy, why is she showing her at all? Why are we seeing her baby's body, her hands, her feet, her routines, hearing her baby's sounds, her cries, even her breathing? If the goal is to minimize her presence, you don't need to be a media analyst to know that blurring a baby's face while still sharing every other detail isn't privacy. It's optics. That statement wasn't written to shield Aurora. It was written to shield Gypsy from criticism. It was designed to sound responsible, to give off the vibe of a mom finding a balanced approach, when really it was just a well-worded excuse. If she truly believed in the boundaries she spent months promoting, the one about keeping her daughter offline, then Aurora wouldn't be in the footage at all. No head in the frame, no little pajamas, no backlit silhouette in a bassinet, not even a pixelated blur. What we're seeing is everything but her face.
And let's be real, posting this publicly, it's giving I didn't even Google how to buckle my child in. Okay, and that's really important because anything can happen. People drive crazy, and you really want your kids to be safe. My heart sank when I saw this. I'm not judging parenting, but if you're going to build a whole brand around family content, then your basic child's needs and safety needs to be your top priority. You're literally monetizing off of motherhood while risking your own baby's life for a vlog aesthetic. You really need to be careful. And this is why mommy content is always like a fine line. Listen, this isn't drama. It's a warning. Car seat misuse is one of the leading causes and injuries for infants during car accidents. If you don't know what you're doing, learn before you post.
And we're supposed to accept that as privacy. But privacy isn't partial. It's not conditional. It's not, well, you can see her whole body and hear her voice, but her eyes are off limits. That's not respect. That's manipulation. It's a clever way to preserve Gypsy's rebranded image. Look, I blurred her face. I'm protecting her, while still exploiting the one thing she said she'd never put on display, her child. That blur isn't a shield, it's a smokescreen. A PR-friendly filter slapped over content that directly contradicts her own words. And the most disturbing part? It works. At least for the people who aren't paying attention. Because as long as the blur is there, it gives her just enough cover to keep profiting off her daughter's presence without fully facing the consequences. But let's be clear, this is not privacy. This is not protection. This is about control. This is about monetization. This is about maintaining an image while doing the exact opposite of what she promised.
Threatened to take Aurora away. Okay? That's how controlling he is. Okay? So, y'all just remember that. And that's one reason I don't like him. He has threatened custody over her so many times since Aurora's born. How old is Aurora? 5 months? Not even 6 months. So I do not like him for many reasons, but one of them is because he even told her if they split up, you cannot be with Ryan or I will get sole custody. Like I don't like him for that. I don't like him for the fact that he calls her names. I don't like him for the fact that just his face. I don't like his face. And he called me a petty ass bitch on national television. Dude, you would not.
And here's where the mask really slips. Gypsy didn't just accidentally slide into the mommy vlogger space. This was premeditated. The blur tool, that's just another prop in her ever-growing list of social media tactics. It's not about privacy. It's not even about Aurora. It's about covering her tracks while doing exactly what she promised not to do. Let's not sugarcoat this. A baby can't consent. Aurora has no say in what's being filmed, what's being posted, or how she's being used online. Every single frame, every upload, every angle, that's Gypsy making the decision for her. And those choices come with consequences, because even when the face is blurred, the rest isn't. Strangers can still see Aurora's clothes, her size, how she moves, the sound of her crying. Those aren't harmless little background moments. That's exposure. And once it's out there forever. Anyone can screen record it, repost it, or repurpose it. That's the internet. So when Gypsy chooses to post her baby, even faceless, she's not just making a casual decision. She's making Aurora searchable, vulnerable. And for what? Let's be brutally honest. It's for views. It's for the likes, the clicks, the potential brand deals, the whole relatable mom storyline she's banking on. This isn't about sharing joy. This is about monetizing motherhood.
Say that to my face. You would not say that to my face. All right? We both know that you couldn't run away from me. All right? We've seen the video. We both know you couldn't run away, but you would not say that to my face.
You can't steal something that wants to leave, baby. Gypsy wanted to leave. If she really loves you, Ryan, nobody could steal her from you. Doesn't matter who from their past showed up. Her telling you that Ken threatened to take Aurora away if she got back with you was her letting you know, I'm not ever coming back. She's using the baby as an excuse because you can't argue that. That's her kid. You can't tell her to choose you.
Turning intimate, personal moments into public currency. And the content itself? None of this was spontaneous. These weren't random clips Gypsy filmed on a whim because she was feeling sentimental. These were pre-recorded months ago. She's been sitting on this footage, strategically planning her channel rollout. That bassinet training video, that wasn't a spur-of-the-moment mom moment. It was produced, held back, and edited until the timing was right for her vlog. Same with the night shift mom video. She didn't just whip out her phone half asleep. The camera was set up, the environment staged, the lighting and angles intentional. That wasn't a bedtime routine. That was a performance. She didn't film these for a baby book. She filmed them for a brand. That's not memory making. That's asset collection. Every video, every post, every caption, it all points to a bigger play. Content strategy. And it started way before the channel even launched. Remember when she announced her pregnancy at just 11 weeks? The way she delivered that news wasn't just personal. It was packaged. From the tone in her voice to how she looped her audience in from the jump, it was clear she was planning something bigger. That wasn't a private celebration. That was the first episode in a new content arc. From there, it escalated fast. She vlogged her ultrasound appointment, caught the flicker of the heartbeat on camera, filmed herself tearing up, and made sure Ken was perfectly framed in the shot. Then came the maternity photo shoot. Ultrasound images, curated smiles, dramatic lighting. It all screamed, this is for the followers. And that's the heart of it. This entire journey has been engineered, not to document motherhood, but to capitalize on it. What should have been a deeply personal experience has been converted into clickable content. And behind every blurry baby face is a crystal clear truth. Gypsy isn't just a new mom, she's a calculated content creator.
Over her kid. Christy didn't bring Ken back into the picture. She told you, Ryan, she told you when she was still locked up that she was having dreams about him, that she was gonna leave you. And that was a warning, friend. She even lied to you about the last time she had spoken to him while she was locked up. You caught her in these lies before she ever got out. Red flags were red flagging, sir. If Gypsy loved you, there would have been no stealing her. You're in love with someone, it doesn't matter who the fuck comes back from your past. You don't look at them the same because you found your soulmate. You're in love. There's only one person that you can see yourself being with for forever. She didn't see that with you, and I'm not being mean, because if she saw that with you, she wouldn't have left. She certainly wouldn't be telling you, oh, if I get back with you, Ken will take Aurora. She's saying that because she has no intention of ever getting back with you, and she knows you will not make her or push her to choose you versus her baby girl.
And here's where it gets wild. Gypsy said from the jump that she was vlogging the experience. But back then, there wasn't even a YouTube channel. So what does that tell you? This wasn't some cute spur-of-the-moment decision. It was a long game. She was capturing content for a brand before the brand even existed. She laid the groundwork first, stored the footage, and launched when the timing felt right. That's not sharing a personal journey. That's content pre-production. Then came the weekly bump updates. Each post got a little more polished, more curated. The outfit changes, the belly angles, the emotionally loaded captions. It all ramped up when she noticed engagement going up, the likes, the comments, the followers. It told her people were paying attention, so she doubled down. That's when she dropped the 4K ultrasound of Aurora's face. Not just a little blur, not a vague profile. We're talking high-resolution, crystal-clear sonogram shots that most parents would never post online. And yet she did.
There's something special about the last baby. From the moment they're placed in your arms, the rush disappears. You slow down and stare and memorize their features because you know how quickly they'll change.
While simultaneously claiming she was all about privacy. And it worked. The internet exploded. The post went viral, news outlets picked it up, and her follower count climbed. That's when it became clear. This pregnancy wasn't just a milestone for her, it was a full-blown marketing opportunity. And she was all in. When delivery day came, she filmed everything. Talking through her contractions, showing herself in the car, getting the epidural, and breaking down the pain, all of it documented. And where did those clips end up? right on her family vlog. Still think all of this was unplanned? It didn't stop there. After Aurora was born, Gypsy made this dramatic statement claiming she wouldn't be posting her daughter out of respect. But not even a week later, she was uploading photos of herself holding the baby. Face turned, sure, but the body fully visible. Then came the live streams. Then came the staged Easter Bunny photo shoot, where she blurred the face but left the entire body and outfit exposed. And when someone online removed the emoji to reveal Aurora's face, Gypsy didn't take the post down. She just kept posting. Next came the product reviews, the mommy content, the baby hauls, all with Aurora either in the frame or directly referenced. She reviewed baby products clearly, fishing for sponsorships, showcased routines, tested gear, all while insisting the channel wasn't really about her baby. But the receipts don't lie. She's rolling out a full backlog of footage that she's clearly been sitting on for months. This isn't random. These are carefully edited, highly curated moments designed to build an audience, and ultimately, a profit. Let's be real, she's been collecting content of Aurora since before the child was even born. And now we're here. This isn't a trend. This isn't a phase. It's a calculated transition from private life to public content.
Y'all, Gypsy Rose just stated on her Instagram that Aurora's last name is no longer listed as Anderson and it is officially listed as Urker. So her name is officially Aurora Raina Urker. So for those of you that were curious, the reason why her last name was Anderson is, I'm assuming because they're not going to show on the show, that Ryan didn't want to give the satisfaction to Gypsy of signing off that he is not her father, because if he had gone when Gypsy was giving birth and he had noted that he was not the father, then they would have been able to list Aurora as Blanchard for her last name. However, I'm assuming, and we haven't even seen the episode yet, but that he was like, I'm not going to give her the satisfaction. I'm not going to go ahead and sign the paperwork. So her last name was listed as Anderson, and so they legally got it changed once they proved that Ken is the father of the baby to list the baby's last name as Urker.
From motherhood to monetization. And the scariest part? Gypsy keeps acting like this all just happened. Like she randomly decided to become a mommy vlogger and just happened to have all this footage ready to go. But it's obvious. This was always the plan. Her daughter was always going to be the center of the brand. And that blurred face, that's not protection, that's a loophole, because predators don't need a baby's face. Sometimes a cry, a laugh, an outfit, even a room layout is enough. So when Gypsy says she's keeping her daughter safe, she's not being honest. She's already exposed her. And honestly, if she had just told the truth from the beginning, hey, I'm launching a family channel and sharing my baby, people might have accepted it. But she built trust by saying the opposite. And now she's breaking that trust in real time. She's already slipped up and shown Aurora's face on live. She's already posted so much footage that it's only a matter of time before another oops happens.
You look so good. You're like Hillary Clinton.
Not a compliment.
Today, I saw a girl that looked like you.
And when it does, what'll be the excuse? A glitch, an accident, a we forgot to blur it. But everyone watching will know it's for the views. So what now? Will she keep Aurora in the background like she claims? Or will the temptation to show more keep growing? Because once attention turns into revenue, it's a slippery slope. And this goes beyond vlogging. This is about ethics. It's about a mom who said one thing and did another. It's about a child who never got a say. So what do you think? Was Gypsy's mommy vlogger era always the end game? Or is this just another chapter in her ever-evolving story? Drop your hottest takes in the comments below. We read every single one. And if you're as invested in this wild ride as we are, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because trust us, this story is far from over. You won't want to miss what happens next. Spoiler, there's always a next. Thanks for watching, fam. Stay tuned and stay skeptical.